0-2 count in the World Series and you are the pitcher. You get the signal from the catcher. Curveball. You throw it. Your arm snaps like a tomahawk, it's in the air, and the batter looks like he's going to hit a home run. But wait. The ball breaks in the dirt and you have struck out the batter to win the game. I believe that the curveball affected baseball in many ways. There have been breaking pitches that have been generated off of the curveball. There has been controversy on who created it. Scientists have taken time to study how the curveball moves through the air. Young pitchers use the curveball when they pitch. There has also been controversy if the curveball hurts kids' arms. The curveball has fooled hitters, and baseball has become a more strategic game because of it. For people who do not know baseball very well, the curveball is a dynamic pitch thrown mostly in two strike zones. It is one of the more frequently used breaking pitches in baseball. A breaking ball is pitched and is supposed to move in and out of the strike zone. There are many varieties of breaking pitches, such as the curveball, the slider, the knuckleball, forkball, and the screwball. When the curveball is thrown, the break of the pitch is relative to the numbers on a clock. So if somebody throws a 12-6 curveball, the break will be from the 12 of the clock down to the 6 of the clock. Many pitchers now base their careers on throwing curveballs. One of the well-known curveball pitchers in the 21st century is Barry Zito. This affected baseball by using a clock to determine the break of a pitch. Some pitchers now base their careers on throwing curveballs. The curveball is a very tricky pitch to understand. The way it cuts through the air makes the curveball even more elusive. There are many important principles related to physics associated with the curveball. They include Newton's third law and Bernoulli's principle. Newton's third law states for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is important to curveballs because as the ball moves forward, drag acts on the ball, slowing it. Bernoulli's principle states as the speed of moving air or water increases, the pressure within the fluid decreases. Bernoulli's principle is important to the curveball because of the ball's spin. The ball curves because of an imbalance of pressure on each side of the ball. By learning these scientific principles, pitchers were able to change the way baseball is played. The motion of the curveball is different than all other pitches. The motion is like doing a tomahawk chop. When thrown in midair, you are supposed to snap your elbow as if you were doing a tomahawk chop. For right-handed pitchers, the palm of your hand should be facing the first base side of the ball. For a left-handed pitcher, the palm of your hand should be on the third base side of the ball. The curveball grip is simple, and unlike other pitches, it allows a pitcher to maintain a good grip on the ball. The object of the pitch is for the ball to curve as it reaches the plate, breaking under the bat of the hitter. As the mechanics of the curveball became well known, more and more pitchers add this pitch to their arsenal. The curveball has been around for many years. There has been question about who created it. Two men from the same era took credit for it. These two men were named Candy Cummings and Fred Goldsmith. I believe Candy Cummings invented the curveball because there's been much more evidence that leads to him. For a long time, through the late 1800s and the early 1900s, the curveball was considered dishonest and illegal. The league officers could not curtail it, and it became an accepted pitch in baseball. Candy Cummings is the person that most people believe invented the curveball. Cummings graduated in 1865 and began playing amateur baseball while continuing to experiment with the curveball. Cummings was a pitcher and an outfielder. He was a right-handed batter and threw with his right hand. He was born on October 18, 1848, in Ware, Massachusetts. He played for the Dark Blues, Neutrals, Whites, Canaries, and the Reds. He played from 1872 to 1877. He affected baseball by inventing a pitch that will be used now and forever. In baseball, there are four rudimentary pitches: the four-seam fastball, the two-seam fastball, the changeup, and the curveball. Both the changeup and the curveball are slower and break more. This is to fool the batter to swing earlier. For example, if a pitcher begins a sequence of pitches by throwing a fastball away from the batter, then a high fastball, and a low curveball, that changes the batter's eye level, which makes it harder to square up the ball. The curveball is a much slower pitch than the fastball, so the batter is likely to swing earlier. Normally, when a pitcher is to throw a curveball, he throws it either really high, so it will break into the strike zone, or really low, so the batter will think it's a fastball, and by the time the batter is done swinging, the ball will be in the dirt. For more than 50 years, top surgeons everywhere have insisted that throwing curveballs at an early age can only damage a kid's elbow and growth plates in their arms. Yet, Little League Baseball claims that in effect, it can't prove that throwing curves will hurt young arms. Therefore, letting kids throw curveballs is okay. Ex-Texas Rangers pitching coach Tom House, Ph.D., has written several books and works with a motion analysis firm in Orange County, California. According to their analysis, throwing the curveball puts no more stress on their arm than the fastball. However, he does point out that the curveball puts more stress on the elbow while the fastball puts more stress on the shoulder. Most scientific analysis shows that throwing a curveball is no more dangerous than throwing other pitches. Although typically slower than a fastball, the curveball has a spin that causes it to gradually curve as it approaches the home plate, only to suddenly break at the last moment, often leaving the batter swinging at the air. A well-thrown curveball can move as much as 17 inches from a straight line at the time it leaves the pitcher's mound and reaches the batter. Curveballs do most of their curving in the last 15 feet. It takes about 1/6 of a second for a curveball to travel the last 15 feet. It takes about 1/5 of a second to swing a bat. This means that the batter has to begin their swing before